Now, fans that either sold their tickets or whatever, all of a sudden an emphasis is starting to get thrown onto the tickets where people believe she will be playing. And that's starting to make the ticket prices go up, and up.
What's good, YouTube fam? Welcome back to the channel where we break down the wildest stories in sports, culture, and everything in between. Today, we're diving headfirst into a phenomenon that's shaking the WNBA to its core. I'm talking about the Caitlin Clark effect. Buckle up, because this is not just about basketball. It's about economics, cultural shifts, and a league that's getting a wake-up call, whether it likes it or not. Caitlin Clark isn't just a rookie. She's a game changer, a bank account drainer, and a cultural lightning bolt. And let me tell you, the WNBA is still figuring out how to handle the supernova that is Caitlin Clark. Let's set the stage. Caitlin Clark, the Iowa phenom, steps into the WNBA, and suddenly it's like someone flipped a switch.
In fact, ticket sales are down 70% in many places. The Fever played the Mystics 2 nights ago. The cheapest ticket before her injury was announced was $41, okay? The cheapest one. After her injury was announced and people knew that she wasn't going to be playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA doesn't quite realize what they have in Caitlin Clark. She is the absolute golden goose, the golden ticket. She is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They must protect her at all costs.
Ticket prices are skyrocketing, arenas are packed, and casual fans who couldn't name a WNBA team last year are now debating pick and rolls on TikTok. This isn't just a player making waves, this is a tsunami. But here's the kicker. When Caitlin's out, the numbers tell a different story. Ticket sales plummet, arenas go quiet, and the league feels the absence of its golden goose. So what's the deal? Is Caitlin Clark the LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Taylor Swift of the WNBA rolled into one? Is she single-handedly dragging the league into the spotlight? And why are some veterans and even the WNBA commissioner acting like they're allergic to her shine? Let's break it down. First, let's talk Clarkonomics, because that's what we're calling this. Caitlin Clark isn't just dribbling basketballs. She's dribbling bank accounts, media narratives, and egos. The numbers don't lie, and they're screaming her name. Let's look at some cold, hard facts.
Don't hate the player, hate the game she got, because she's really talented, especially for being Palangi, She's like the Stephen Curry of WNBA with the threes and stuff. Like, proven fact is, like, they had a game on June 7th scheduled, it was going to be Angel Reese's team, which plays for Chicago, and then for Caitlin Clark's team. They were supposed to go up there playing Chicago on June 7th. First, the ticket sales were at $76 a ticket. Then after they found out Caitlin Clark's not playing that game, she got injured, sales dropped to $25 a ticket.
2 nights ago, the Indiana Fever played the Washington Mystics. Before Caitlin's injury was announced, the cheapest ticket to that game was $41. Not bad, right? You're getting to see a generational talent in action. But the second the world found out Caitlin wasn't playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. $3. You could buy a coffee for more than that. That's the Caitlin Clark effect in action. Fans aren't just showing up for the Fever or the Mystics, they're showing up for her. And it's not just one game. Let's talk about the Fever's matchup against the Chicago Sky, scheduled for June 7th at the United Center in Chicago. This was supposed to be the ultimate showdown. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, 2 rookies who've been lighting up the league. When tickets first went on sale, the cheapest seat was $86. That's premium pricing for a WNBA game. And it's because fans were hyped for the Caitlin Angel face-off.
In fact, ticket sales are down 70% in many places. The Fever played the Mystics 2 nights ago. The cheapest ticket before her injury was announced was $41, okay? The cheapest one. After her injury was announced and people knew that she wasn't going to be playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA doesn't quite realize what they have in Caitlin Clark. She is the absolute golden goose, the golden ticket. She is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They must protect her at all costs. You can argue all you want if she's the best player in the league, but you absolutely cannot argue if she's the most important, because she is. She is more valuable than all the other players combined, and that is just a fact.
WNBA is now suffering a major injury as Caitlin Clark is going to be out for 2 weeks with a quad injury. And the reason we're bringing this up specifically is the Clarkonomics effect to this. Obviously, players miss time all the time, but the Sky and the Fever were supposed to play in Chicago in about a week on June 7th. The opening ticket price was $86 because you have the Angel Reese vs. Caitlin Clark showdown that is now box office. Yeah, those tickets are now down to $25. Down to $25 after the injury announcement. And it's supposed to take place in the Bulls Arena, the United Center, as opposed to the normal Wintrust Arena. That's about a 12,000 seat difference, give or take. So
support system, that shouldn't change. I think, Caitlin knows that she has the ears and eyes in the locker room, and the support that she has behind, whether it's us or anybody else. I would like to think that she knows it's there, and to really take her time and make sure that she's, well enough to be who she needs to be for us, because I want the 100% Caitlin, so I'll take it.
Turns out she's human after all, Dan. She's going to be out for at least a couple of weeks, it appears.
Yeah, what's interesting about Caitlin Clark? Remember last year she played in the Final Four. Right after that, she went immediately to the WNBA. Draft came, season started, and, didn't miss a beat. And all of a sudden she got a little rest and comes back, gets a little banged up. I heard you talking about it earlier, and it's going to be fascinating to me, Ricky. I bet.
But when news broke that Caitlin's quad injury would keep her out, those same tickets dropped to $25. That's a 70% nosedive. The United Center, which holds about 12,000 more seats than the usual Wintrust Arena, was banking on Caitlin's star power to fill those seats. Without her, it's like the air got sucked out of the arena. Now let's zoom out. Jersey sales for the Indiana Fever, up 193% this season. You heard that right? Over 1,000%. Season ticket inquiries? The Fever got over 6,000 phone calls in a single weekend after Caitlin announced she was entering the draft. Home games? Sold out, with over 17,000 fans packing Gainbridge Fieldhouse every night. Even the team mascot, Freddie Fever, is getting 150% more appearance requests. Freddie, the mascot. That's the kind of pull Caitlin has. She's making the mascot a celebrity. But here's the wildest part. Even when Caitlin doesn't play, the arenas are still buzzing. Fans show up just hoping she might walk through the tunnel or wave from the bench. Scalpers outside are charging Coachella-level prices, acting like Caitlin's a headliner. This isn't just a player, this is a cultural phenomenon. Serena Williams had it, Tiger Woods had it, and now Caitlin Clark has it. It's that unexplainable lightning-in-a-bottle energy that turns a sport into a movement.
In the Fever games, and the one thing you notice, and this is more so than even when Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Colts.
One word to describe Caitlin Clark.
Amazing. A beast. She is the truth. She's the truth, and she was a rookie. Knock down the three-pointer, get to the rim. She can get to the free throw line. She's crafty.
Yeah, very crafty.
Crafty, so sometimes she look like she's coming off for a three-point shot and she backdoors you for a layup. She gets her teammates involved. She can pass, she can shoot. Man, she is the complete.
How crazy was this season versus the seasons past?
Our jersey sales were up 1,193%. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and we're thrilled about it. But it brought visibility to the whole team of the Fever and to the WNBA. But if we just want to keep it in Indiana, we look at ticket sales sold out every night, over 17,000 fans in our games at home. When Caitlin announced that she was coming out into the draft on a Thursday afternoon, from that time to Sunday night, we had over 6,000 phone calls, people wanting to buy season tickets. But even something as simple as our terrific mascot, Freddie Fever, his appearance requests went up 150% this season. So you talk about the Fever, the team, which is what we've been working on,
Let's be real. The WNBA doesn't fully grasp what it has in Caitlin Clark. She's not just a player. She's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. She's the golden ticket, the golden goose, the whole treasure chest. You can argue all day about whether she's the best player in the league. And trust me, she's got competition. But you cannot argue that she's the most important. Her value to the WNBA is bigger than any single player. Maybe even bigger than all the other players combined. That's not shade, that's just math. Think about it. Before Caitlin, WNBA ticket prices were chilling in the cheap seats.
Shame on you. Kathy Engelbert pens this beautiful article written by Kathy, about Kathy, for Kathy, explaining why she is solely responsible for the boom of the WNBA, folks. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. The commissioner of the WNBA on transferring the league ahead of a breakout season. And what was that plan that Kathy Engelbert put in place? Working in partnership with my new WNBA team members, NBA colleagues, and WNBA owners, we developed a strategy with 3 pillars. The league would think player first.
Games were struggling to fill arenas, and TV ratings were, let's say, modest. Then Caitlin shows up, fresh off a college career where she was dropping 40 points in Final Four games and setting viewership records. Suddenly, the WNBA is on ESPN's main stage, not buried under cornhole reruns. Merch sales are through the roof. Social media engagement is spiking. Casual fans are learning what a zone defense is because Caitlin's out here launching logo threes like she's got a GPS in her wrist. This is what we call cultural velocity. It's not just about basketball, it's about transcendence. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing a sport. She's rewriting the narrative of what the WNBA can be. She's the reason your uncle who only watches football is suddenly asking about fever games. She's the reason arenas are selling out and media outlets are treating the WNBA like a legit sports league instead of a niche side project. And yet somehow, the league isn't rolling out the red carpet for her. Instead, she's dodging elbows, side eyes, and passive-aggressive Instagram stories from veterans who can't handle the spotlight shifting. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the resistance. You'd think the WNBA would be popping champagne over Caitlin's impact. More eyeballs mean bigger TV deals, bigger sponsorships, and fatter paychecks for everyone. But instead, some veterans are acting like Caitlin showed up and stole their lunch money.
Yes, man, you guys heard me correctly. None other than Kathy Engelbert is singing a different tune this season about Caitlin Clark. Now, we know last year she was talking about all of the other rookies being included in this, making a difference, being able to help contribute to the Big Bang of the WNBA. This time around, she's owing it all to Caitlin Clark. Me personally, I told y'all this at the beginning of the month. The chickens was coming home to roost for the WNBA because I'm telling you right now, there has been a lot of spooky things going on and people is tired of it.
But Kathy Engelbert, in her naivete or in her delusion, she takes credit for it. Instead of saying it's because of Caitlin Clark, instead of saying it's because of the person from Iowa, instead of saying it was because of her, Kathy says, oh, it's all me. My strategy, my plan, my 3 pillars. In this entire article, Kathy Engelbert mentions Caitlin Clark's name 2, maybe 3 times. Angel Reese's name once. Cameron Briggs' name once. Let's get right into it because this article, from start to finish, is disgusting.
Black and white sports supporters, well, I think this pretty much closes the book on its Me Too. They're tuning in for Me Too. Oh, the WNBA's not going to like that. Oh, those Angel Reese trolls online that are trying to come for me and other YouTube channels, y'all aren't going to like this. Good. Too bad. I mean, it's more statistical proof, data, to confirm exactly what we've been saying, that Caitlin Clark is driving this whole ship, this whole bus. She's driving it. Everybody else, get in the back.
The shade is real, y'all. From body checks on the court to cryptic quotes about rookies needing to earn it, there's a whole lot of gatekeeping going on. Here's the thing. Caitlin Clark isn't your competition. She's your elevator. She's lifting the entire league into the national conversation. When she steps on the court, it's not just a game, it's an event. ESPN's got drones following her every move. Analysts are breaking down her crossovers like it's National Geographic tracking a lion in the wild. And when she's not playing, the absence is louder than most teams' entire starting lineups. Yet some players are out here throwing elbows like it's 1992 Detroit Pistons night, acting like humbling Caitlin is their personal mission. Let's be clear, Caitlin's not out here demanding special treatment. She's not pulling diva antics or begging for the spotlight. She's just hooping, launching threes from the parking lot, dishing no-look passes, and taking charges like a warrior. Her game speaks for itself. But the veteran envy? It's louder than a buzzer beater in overtime. Some players can't seem to grasp that Caitlin's success doesn't diminish their shine. It amplifies it. She's bringing millions of new fans to the WNBA, fans who are now learning about legends like Diana Taurasi and Aja Wilson because Caitlin put the league on their radar. Instead of catching the ride, though, some veterans are trying to cut the cables. They're posting about respecting the vets and acting like Caitlin invented attention. Newsflash, she didn't ask for this, she earned it. When she takes a charge, Twitter explodes. When she gets hip-checked, it's a full-on debate on sports radio. Even when she scratches her nose, Blogs are speculating about injuries. That's not hype, that's power. And the WNBA should be building a statue for her, not letting her get clobbered like she wandered into an NFL scrimmage. And then there's WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, who's out here acting like she personally engineered the Caitlin Clark effect with a PowerPoint presentation and a vision board. In a recent article, Kathy patted herself on the back so hard you'd think she was the one dropping 40 points in the Final Four. She's talking about strategic growth initiatives and 3 pillars, like she's Steve Jobs unveiling the WNBA iPhone. Ma'am, the nation didn't suddenly start watching Fever games because of your Q2 marketing projections. They're watching because Caitlin Clark is must-see TV. Let's break down Kathy's article, because it's a masterclass in delusion. She mentions Caitlin Clark's name maybe 2 or 3 times, tossing in Angel Reese and Cameron Brink once each for good measure. But the real star of the article? Kathy Engelbert. She's framing herself as the mastermind behind the WNBA's breakout season, like Caitlin's just a background dancer in the Kathy Saves the WNBA tour. Excuse me? Kathy didn't set college viewership records. Kathy didn't make men who've never watched women's sports suddenly know what a dribble handoff is. Kathy didn't cause a 1,033% spike in jersey sales. That was all Caitlin. If you want to test Kathy's theory, just take Caitlin out of the equation. Poof, gone. Suddenly, those sold-out arenas look like high school reunions at a silent disco. ESPN's coverage goes back to being buried under bowling reruns. Ratings? They'd be doing the limbo under basement levels. The Caitlin Clark effect isn't a team-building exercise. It's a cultural quake, and Kathy's just lucky to be holding onto the rim while it's shaking. Instead of giving Caitlin her flowers, Kathy's out here acting like she invented the spotlight. Shame on you, Kathy. This isn't your master plan. This is Caitlin's highlight reel, and the league is just tagging along for the ride. Here's where it gets serious. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball. She's playing economic resurrection. She's the reason ticket resale apps look like they're scalping Beyoncé tickets. She's the reason the WNBA is being treated like a real sports league, not a niche passion project, but the league isn't protecting its biggest asset. Every game, Caitlin's getting clobbered like she walked into a clearance sale with a full cart. She's drawing more fouls than a chicken nugget in a vegan cafe. And the refs are just standing there like, play on? What are we playing? Mad Max. Fury Court. Caitlin's quad injury, which is sidelining her for 2 weeks, is a wake-up call. The WNBA needs to go into DEFCON 1 mode to protect her. This isn't about load management. This is about legacy management. Caitlin's not just a rookie. She's the main event, the halftime show, and the entire ad campaign rolled into one. The league should be bubble wrapping her between games and hiring Secret Service to guard her like she's carrying the nuclear codes. Because if Caitlin goes down, the league backslides faster than a player on a buttered floor. The physical toll on Caitlin is real. She's getting triple-teamed at half court, hip-checked in transition, and elbowed like it's a rite of passage. Meanwhile, some players are acting like gatekeepers instead of game changers, more focused on humbling her than building a legacy together. This isn't a sorority, it's a business. And right now, Caitlin Clark is the best sales pitch the WNBA has ever had. The league needs to slap a do not touch label on her and start treating her like the LeBron, Serena, and Steph Curry hybrid she is. So where do we go from here? Caitlin's out for 2 weeks, and the league's already feeling the pinch. Ticket prices are dropping, arenas are quieter, and the buzz is fading. But when she comes back, it's going to be a full-on supernova. The WNBA has a choice. Run with the Caitlin Clark effect or get left behind in transition. Here's my advice to the league. Embrace her, build around her, protect her. Give her the props she deserves. Name an award after her, put up a hologram statue mid-season, whatever it takes. Because Caitlin Clark didn't just show up, she showed out. She's not just a rookie, she's the truth. She's crafty, she's clutch, and she's carrying the WNBA on her back whether the league wants to admit it or not. To the fans, keep showing up. Keep buying those jerseys, keep packing those arenas, and keep making noise on social media. Because this isn't just about Caitlin, it's about the future of the WNBA. And to the haters, don't hate the player, hate the game, because Caitlin Clark's game, it's on another level. All right, y'all, that's my take on the Caitlin Clark effect. What do you think? Is Caitlin the WNBA's golden goose? Are the veterans and Kathy Engelbert sleeping on her impact? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, peace out.